What's up, everybody? Welcome in to the Early Edge in 5. I am your host, Allan Bell. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you today, but I'll tell you what, we've been running the Early Edge crew all week, and we're definitely going to do that again. So let's bring in this recap here. See how our dogs did here. Dylan coming through. Stars over 3.5. Justin Jack, hey, look, my Vols ruined it for you, dude. That was on. I'm putting that one on me. Don't even take that X. The X is coming right over here. Taylor, my dude, tough one, man. Adebayo ends with 9 boards. Brutal bet there. But you know what? You guys have been crushing it. You all did great yesterday, as the mics did before you. So well done on that one. All right, let's go ahead and bring in the stars of the show here. But you know what? We got to get everybody involved. And we've got a full show going today. First off, all right, my man, the Maz is back. Jaime, how we doing?
What's up, guys? No, yeah, I'm pumped to be back and ready to keep that momentum going for my debut. So
I like it. Well, you know what? That Longhorn skull behind you, I think, you know what? That sets the tone. That's what we like right there. Mikey B, what's good, bro?
Hey, I'm just rebounding here from that wild NBA trade deadline. A lot of fun this afternoon.
Yeah, who would have thought that Kevin Durant would be going, at 11:30 at night. I also like Cal Bridges, finds out on Twitter that he's been involved in a blockbuster trade. That's got to be something interesting in your life. Speculator, my dude, how we doing, sir?
Oh, we're doing great. Going for another green check mark tonight, but can't wait to discuss this NBA trade deadline. Love to hear how Barner really feels about Chicago not trading Zach LaVine.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, yeah, right. Look, I tell you what, me and Barner were talking in regards to doing a show about the trade deadline, and with Super Bowl week, it just got too much. So we're gonna do that right here. Like, we're gonna give our picks, we're gonna break it down. And then we're going to get into the NBA trade deadline. So I'll tell you what, let's not waste any time. All right, Barner, coming to you, bro. What do you got?
All right, I'm going to the Bucks and Lakers game. We're going to do Bucks -7.5. The trade deadline is passed, and man, were the Lakers busy. They got rid of Russell Westbrook, Patrick Beverley, and Thomas Bryant. They brought in D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Jared Vanderbilt, and Mo Bamba. That should be a huge upgrade for them. Problem is, none of those guys are going to be available tonight. LeBron James is also listed as questionable with an ankle injury. I wouldn't be shocked if he sits one out. That was a pretty emotionally draining game on Tuesday when he broke the record. He was on fire, and then he broke the record, and it was like he wasn't even on the floor anymore. He just kind of disappeared. Even if he plays, the Bucks are healthy. They made one trade. They added Jay Crowder, but they didn't remove anybody of note from their rotation. They're 8-0 since Chris Middleton have been back. I think this is a rout, so let's do Bucks -7.5.
There we go. Yeah, and we were talking right before the show that it's kind of been some strange line movement, right? So yeah. I mean, it went from 8 to 7, 7.5. I mean, what do we see for that line movement? Like, do people expecting big out of the Lakers tonight? Like, what's the deal?
Must be they're expecting LeBron's going to play and put up a big effort. I don't see it. The Bucks are rolling right now, and they're healthy.
Yeah, I mean, this screams. If there were ever a time to just fade a game, like after setting the points leader of all-time record, it feels like that's the time to fade that one. But we're going to talk about that more in a second. I see some questions in the chat in regards to where EC is. So first, yeah, he's at the Waste Management, the PGA Tour event, starting today out there. So that's where he is. But also, and we're going to talk about this in a second too, EC last night sends a text to me and Specs, all right, and says, I forgot to tell you that I had a date. So anyone that doesn't know, on the show, whenever, EC has a date, those date nights, he was 71.4% entering last night on date nights. The dude with perfect 3-0, 2 parlays, and a single overhit. And we're like, my God, bro, you got to let us know when these date nights are here. So it's actually moved up. I think it's like 75.8% now. Yeah, so EC date nights is just absolutely lethal. Now, someone else who is lethal, Jaime, my dude. First off, dude, you've got the deepest voice on the planet, and everybody in the chat loves it. So bring it. You got multiple plays today, dude. You got a lot of player props. You've got Super Bowl teaser. So, dude, all with it, bro. What do you got?
Yeah, it's going to be my last show before the Super Bowl, so I'm going to give you my Super Bowl teaser. So one play I like for the Super Bowl is the Chiefs. Teaser Chiefs +4.5 and under 59.5. It will get you. I saw it on FanDuel for like -107. You'd have to go back like over 32 games for that number not to cash if you're giving the Chiefs 4.5 points. And Andy Reid coming off a bye, the under in those games are 27-7-1. So I know he's an offensive-minded coach, but whatever he's doing on the bye seems to be against the over and pulling down the opponent's offense. But over to NBA, I got 4 picks for everybody. If you follow me on Twitter last night, we went 4-1 last night. So those in the chat who are hitting my DMs up, I appreciate you guys. I like DeAndre Hunter tonight to go over 14.5 points. He's done this in 65% of his games, 65% of the last 20 games, including the last time they played the Suns. So I do think he could go over that number. I like Patrick Williams to go over 4.5 rebounds. He's done this 9 of the past 10 games, and he's averaging 4.5 a game. And I think it's a good matchup against the Nets. And he's done it both times he faced the Nets this season. They're also a good matchup as far as rebounds. I took Chris Paul over in rebounds earlier this week on my own. He did not cash for me, but I do believe he will go over 3.5 tonight against Atlanta. He's done this in 70% of his games, so this is a nice number I like, and Atlanta ranks 24th against rebounds. So they're giving a lot to their opponents. And my last pick, this might be a sucker bet, but I'm going over 26.5 points for Cam Thomas. This dude's a wagon, and I'm going to ride him till the wheels fall off. Last 3 games scored over 40 points. Everybody's well aware of that. But now that KD's gone, Kyrie's gone, this is his night, and he can put his stamp that this is his team. So I could be wrong there. That's one I feel like I'm a little New York homer, but I'm gonna ride that till the wheels fall off.
Hey, you know what? I like taking a shot. You know what I mean? Like, especially when you got multiple plays and you're like, look, man, I feel good about it. I'm going to take a shot. We're going to do it. And it's one of those to where you go in saying, look, if I lose the bet, I lose the bet. I'm fine with that, but I'm going to take my shots. I like it. Yeah, dude, you're aggressive. Like, dude, you would be right in with the Golden State Warriors. Just
he's got over 40 the last 3, so if he regresses 25%, we're still hitting that number. So,
and you know what? I'll tell you what. If he doesn't hit it tonight, we're coming right back the next game and doing it. Kind of the same.
Depending on the number, we might until we figure out what these lines should be for him every night with this new look Nets. Yeah, I think that's a number we could potentially be taking advantage of.
That's spoken like a true gambler right there. All right, Speculator. You got one play. Keeping it simple. That's how you do it. That's how we've been cashing constantly with you, man. Bring us home, buddy. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to keep it true to the early edge in 5 fashion and make this quick for y'all so we can discuss that deadline. Nuggets -6. SportsLine AI has the Nuggets winning by 8. The Joker has 4 straight triple-doubles. 8 out of his last 10 games he's had triple-doubles. And the Magic are not stopping him with Wendell Carter Jr. The Magic are 20th in the league in defensive rating, and they rank 28th in 2-point percentage allowed. Meanwhile, the Nuggets are 4th in 2-point percentage and 1st in 3-point percentage. They should have an easy time outscoring the Magic tonight. Nuggets -6.
There we go. All right, everybody, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Let's take a look at the recap here. Boom, we got it. All right, Mike Barter's on the Bucks -7.5. Jaime is on Cam Thomas over 26.5 points. Patrick Williams over 4.5 rebounds. Chris Paul over 3.5 rebounds. DeAndre Hunter over 14.5 points. And a Super Bowl teaser priced at -107. Chiefs +4.5 and the under of 59.5. The Speculators on Nuggets -6. 3 plays for me tonight. Going with Bellarmine. Liberty over 125. Look, counting on Liberty to kind of bring us there a little bit, but 125, that is an attractive and attainable total for these two teams. Second, UCLA, Oregon State over 123 again. Look, we've got a pretty low number here. Understand UCLA, a little bit better of a team. That being said, it's kind of how we play these Houston overs. You're basically betting, can we get the other team to 50, 55? Like, that's essentially where it's at. I like playing these, taking good shots there. Lastly, kind of same strategy. St. Mary's, LMU, all right, over 127.5. St. Mary's obviously coming off that big win over Gonzaga, but again, an attainable number there. So over 127.5. So those are our picks for today. Now, let's jump in it. You know what? We lost Jaime. He had things to do. We're going to break down this NBA trade deadline. Not to mention, if anybody in the Early Edge crew wants to come live right now, and give a pick, bring it. Email me right now, allan.bell@cbsi.com. That's all you got to do, all right? Email allan.bell at cbsi.com. All right, trade deadline. So first off, all right, Barn, I'm going to throw it to you. All right, Spector, jump right in. The huge news. All right, Kevin Durant going to the Suns. A monster move for the Suns owner. Was that his first day on the job? Like, my God, dude. All right. So I'm gonna stop there. Like, I want you guys' thoughts, like, not only like on the trade, right, but where it leaves, kind of both teams. And like the Suns kind of sent a lot of defense east. Like, is this gonna affect like their totals or anything like that? Like, I'll stop. Barner, you start. Specs, jump in right after.
I think it's a trade that the Suns had to make. This is a team that was really a player like Durant away from being one of the top teams, not just in the West, but in the entire NBA. It's a great move for them. They had to give up two promising young players in Mikal Bridges and Cam Thomas. They had to give up a bunch of first-round picks. But how often do you get a chance to put Kyrie Irving with Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and they didn't even have to give up DeAndre Ayton? That's big to still have him in the middle. I think that they're now their odds to win the title are now somewhere around like plus 400. I think they were at like plus 2,000 before this trade. So they've certainly moved up there. I do think that they're going to have some depth issues. Torrey Craig is probably going to be their other member of the starting five. They did trade away Dario Saric today. They sent him to the Thunder of all teams. They got Darius Baisley back. He should be a nice depth player for them. But yeah, it's a deal that the Suns have to make. And for the Nets, I'm kind of confused. They got Jay Crowder in that move. They quickly flipped him to the Bucks, but man, they have a ton of forwards right now. They have Johnson, Bridges, they have Dorian Finney-Smith, Royce O'Neal, Ben Simmons, Cam Thomas. They have a lot of forwards right now. They're a rebuilding team, so that's not a bad thing, but it's going to be ugly for player props for the rest of the season because they're going to have a lot of minutes to divvy up amongst a few guys.
Sorry, I had myself on mute. Yeah, I caught myself before the fine system came in. All right, so Barner, good job on that. Spec, I want you to jump in. Jamie, what we were just talking about here was the trade deadline last night, right? So we see KD obviously go, to Phoenix. We're just talking, just breaking down that trade, where it leaves both teams, et cetera. So feel free to jump in after Specs. Any thoughts that you might have, or if you don't, no worries. I mean, we got plenty to talk about here. We're going to break down the Super Bowl as well, plus anything else, college, NBA. You name it. So, yeah, Specs, go ahead. What do you think, man?
Yeah, it was really first off, crazy. That's a league-altering trade right there, like with Kevin Durant. I mean, and you could see, I think the amount of trades that happened today after that was because of Kevin Durant. The second that he comes out west, I mean, you just got to think about how difficult it's going to be to make the finals out of the West compared to the East at this point. If you're an Eastern Conference team, I'm surprised you don't make more moves because you have a way higher chance of making a deep playoff run, because really all you have in your way now is just Milwaukee, Boston, Philadelphia, and the Cavs. That's four. I can't think of any, I would say maybe the 8th seed in the West would fit right in those, right after that. So you got a lot of teams that are really making that push. With CP3 only having, he's going to be 39 when his non-guaranteed, the rest of the fourth year on that contract is there. The Suns had to make the push now because they have him. It makes sense. They mortgage some of the future, but if you have KD and you win one championship in the next 2 years with CP3 Booker, and it's worth it. Worth it. They've never won a championship, so it's worth it. But,
hey, you know what? Hey, follow the Los Angeles Rams model, dude. It's worth it. Go get it.
Yeah. What I'm actually really going to be interested in, we can talk about this in a little bit, is the buyout market. That will be very interesting. I think there were a lot of players who were traded today who are going to end up in the buyout market.
It's a great point. Jamie, any thoughts you have?
My first takeaway from that trade is that my hope is we finally get to see CP3 win a ring.
Yeah.
So that's my biggest takeaway. And the biggest way that this trade actually affected my life was I wanted to get out there for the Super Bowl, and I didn't. So me and my girlfriend booked a trip out to Phoenix in a couple weeks, and the Suns play the Thunder, I think, on Friday night. And she said, should we buy tickets now? And I was like, no, we can wait on that. We'll buy them the week of. And then I woke up this morning and texted her. I'm like, remember I said that? I'm like, yeah, the best player in basketball just got traded to the Suns, so they're going to be double the money now, which they are. So that's the biggest impact on my life that trade has had.
I love it. All right. Hey, we're going to bring in our man Kyle here. All right. He said he's got a pick. He's ready to go. Give it in 1 second here. All right. Yeah, Kyle.
We're
there
back.
we go.
Can you hear me?
Dude.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, what's good, bro? You doing all right?
Kyle.
Man, life is good, man. I just wanted to say this is super cool. You got everyone coming on here like this, kind of making the community, man. I appreciate that.
Dude, we appreciate you, man. Absolutely, dude. Like we say, like this show is much y'all's as it is ours, right? So, dude, let it rip, bro. What do you got tonight?
Man, I'm usually a one-pick guy, man. You can listen to my wife. She'll tell me every time I'm screaming at the TV about putting a parlay in when I should have left it a one-pick. But I'm going to come with an NHL money line parlay. I'm going to go with Edmonton, and I'm going to go with New York Islanders. They're both at minus like 250, but if you bring them together, you're getting plus 110, man. So the Islanders have been crushing it lately. They got Bo Horvat. They're 2-0 since the trade deadline. They're tough like that, and Edmonton can score with anybody. So I like those two.
Dude, I love it. I'm gonna ride it. I'm with you. Like the Islanders, dude, tough team, and especially after that trade. And then you talk about Edmonton, you're right. Like, I mean, they can score on anybody at any time, and it doesn't have to be Connor McDavid either. Like, they've got a whole roster of dudes that can get down with you. So yeah, absolutely. All right, I like that. All right, so Oilers, Islanders, parlay it. And what did you have the juice at?
Plus 110 with my book.
Nice, dude.
Yep.
I like it.
If I can though, man. Hey, Specty, thanks a lot for that Pacers +7 last night, man. That one hit for me. I appreciate it.
We always got you.
Again, I'm not with parlays, but I'm going with it again. I do like to mix sports parlay. Like I'll do a NFL, NBA, hockey parlay. Is there any way I could get, say, 2 picks from you guys, throw in one of my own, and then do a parlay tonight with y'all?
Dude, I like it. And you're just talking about money line, right? So yeah. So yeah, I mean, who do you I'll throw it to any of you guys, right? Like NBA, college, whatever, NHL. Who are you looking at that's just a good solid money line play?
I mean, if you're gonna parlay them to get the odds up, I would take the money line of either one of Barner or Ice picks, Denver or Milwaukee. If you're gonna of the 4 games tonight, those are the heavier favorites.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I like Milwaukee as well.
All right, we'll go with so we'll do NBA. We'll go with Denver. Even though I'm a little scared of Orlando, man. Those kids down there, they play tough, man. Every time I go against them, they come with that underdog role.
I swear to God, Kyle, not to interrupt you, man. Like you're 100% right. I swear to God, like I'm on the same every single time. Like every time that I fade them, like they just go crazy.
Yeah,
every time. Yeah.
All right. So what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna throw it in. I'm gonna put the Islanders because I think they're a lot, man. Ain't no doubt about it. Go with Denver, and then I was thinking when I got on today, I was gonna ask EC for a college pick, because that's the man right there. But I don't really do college basketball, man. What do you guys think over there?
Yeah. So I'll say this, and you guys feel free to jump in as well. Look, man, like you've got ranked teams tonight that are heavy favorites. You've got UCLA, it's a heavy favorite. Arizona, it's a heavy favorite. Honestly, like it's not a bad like parlay play night, but you're gonna have to pair 3 or 4 to get back to even. But it's one of those to where it's like normally you wouldn't suggest like doing that routinely, but tonight's kind of a night that you could do it and get away with it, right? Like UCLA is gonna put it on, Arizona's gonna put it on. You've got Purdue up against, I believe, Iowa. Which that's kind of your closest one there, but Purdue's a monster, right? Like they are an absolute wagon. So like I would honestly look at that. Like I wouldn't overthink it too terribly much. You know what I mean? Like Arizona, UCLA, Purdue. Yeah. Like that's kind of the way that I would go with it. Yeah.
I appreciate it, man. I'm going to go Islanders. I'm going to go Denver. And then I'm going to go with UCLA, man.
There we go. I like it. Hey, Kyle, nice job, dude.
Absolutely. I'm going to get out of the way, man. Let someone else get in there. But I appreciate it a lot, man. That was super cool, man. And thanks a lot for all the picks, man. Again, I've been cashing with y'all since I got with you in November. So I appreciate y'all a lot, man. Thank you.
Hey, man, we appreciate you. Dude, come back, man. We'll do this again. You know what I mean? Great job.
I definitely will, man. Thank you. Enjoy your day, man.
Later, Kyle.
Appreciate it, fellas.
Thanks Kyle.
Thank you.
Dude, I love this, man. I absolutely love it. He just crushed it, too. That was great. I love getting the multiple looks right there. And, the college basketball one is tough. I like his looks on the NHL. I like you guys' looks on the NBA. College is just tonight. It just might not be that one, right? Like you might just be careful because you just got some monster favorites out there. And look, we saw it last night, man. Like Tennessee went down. Now Tennessee's not playing like the number 6 team in the country right now, but Yeah, man. Like this just might not be the best one for college, but NBA, NHL, yeah, I like it for sure. All right, let me see here real quick while we wait and see if we've got anybody else that's going to join here. The Super Bowl, like, what do you guys think? Like, I'll tell you what. I'll throw you out my bets that I have so far, and I want your guys' thoughts, right? And I also want like final score, who wins. So I bet Eagles first half, team total over 12.5. In 19 games with the Eagles this year, 16 of them, they've scored 14 points or more in the first half. Like, that's how this team operates. They start fast, they get going. I also bet both teams to score 20-plus points or more because I don't want to play the over of like 51. It's a lot of points. Now, these two teams are good enough to hit it, but this could also be a very low-scoring game as well. So that's kind of my shot that I'm taking at the over. But, like, what are you guys' thoughts here on the game in general? Like, what do you think? Final score, winner, anytime touchdown score. Yeah, JB, I'll throw it over to you, man. And Barner, Specs, man, you guys jump in.
Yeah, to be non-biased, I think this game could go anyway. My money will be on the Chiefs. That's why I like the line with the 4.5, because I do think if the Chiefs lose, it still will be a close game. I don't see the Eagles pulling away at the end. It could be a field goal game or a go-ahead touchdown. I think the Chiefs are this generation's version of the New England Patriots. They're battle-tested. They're there year after year, and they know how to win in the big moment. This Eagles team, honestly, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people's opinion, has not been battle-tested at all. They've one of their bigger comebacks of the year was against the Indianapolis Colts in a game that they should not have even found themselves behind. I love the Giants, but, the Giants were a team that was happy to be there, and, they were able to beat them for the third time of the year, and, were pretty much handed a W against the 49ers, where the Chiefs have had some really impressive wins this year. And like I said, they've been there before. They have a head coach who the Eagles are very familiar with. That has been in the big game as far as championship games, Super Bowls. So it's hard for me to really put my money against the Kansas City Chiefs in this spot.
I feel you. I mean, look, like, they're the Chiefs. Like, they've been there, they've done this, all of it. You know what I mean, dude? Oh, man, dude, thank you for real. And EC is missed today as well. Like, I love having him out here because, dude, he'll chop it up about anything. Barner, Specs, what do you guys thought, man? What do you think about Super Bowl?
So I did put some player props up on SportsLine today. I put 3 on there, 17-8 on player props on SportsLine, by the way, NFL side. So not just a one-trick pony here. One that I didn't put on there, and I found it on FanDuel today. It's kind of interesting that I thought I'd bring up here. Kenneth Gainwell and Boston Scott to combine for at least 40 rushing yards is plus 150 odds. Wow. I think that's worth a sprinkle. Miles Sanders, they've blown by that total, obviously, the last 2 games. They've been blowouts. So they haven't had to push Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders will probably get more carries in this game as opposed to those two. But 40 yards from those 2 guys in a run-heavy Eagles offense, and you get plus 150 odds, I think that's worth the risk. That's under the specials section there on FanDuel. So take a look at that.
Nice, man. Nice. And you know what? That's a good point, too, is because, obviously you are, our NBA dude, right? But you do other sports very well on sportsline.com. So, like, anybody that is a member, for sure. Dude, I speak for everyone. Thank you. Like, it's fun writing yours because they cash. You know what I mean? So yeah, make sure check out Mike, man, on sportsline.com. Beyond just NBA, dude does it all. Specs, what are your thoughts here, bud?
I don't want to give too much away, B, because I'm gonna put all the picks up on the site very soon. I'm running.
Larry and RJ, they thank you for that.
Yeah, yes, they will. We're gonna try to put all the Sportsline AI picks on there, and I'm running the player props. I just ran the model this morning, so I'm gonna do some analysis on there. I wanted to let everyone else get their picks in, and then come in at the last moment and see what's left and what we still think is good based on the model. So I will say, we have 2 versions that we look at. One's like an experimental version, and they are flipped on who's going to win the game, but both of them have them within about a point of each other.
Wow.
The line, I think the lines are really accurate so far. And as far as what we're going to see happen, but I'll get you some some more props coming soon because we know the Super Bowl is the king of props. So we'll get those going soon. Don't worry.
Done.
More shows to come, right?
Yeah, that spoken like a true company man right there. All right, Barner, question for you, man, from our man Ernesto, who, by the way, check this man's tennis parlays and, dude, drilling them. All right, question for Mike B. Are the Mavs a good team or not? How come they always win when we fade them? So, obviously, Kyrie coming changes it a little bit from what we've seen earlier. No, the Mavericks are a slower-paced offensive team, but I'll get out of your way, buddy. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, the Mavericks are a difficult team to bet on because they are very reliant on the three-pointer. If they're hot like they were last night when Reggie Bullock was 5 for 5 for three-pointers in the first quarter, they can ruin your bet pretty early. They did that for me last night. I was on the Clippers. But then there's other nights where they can't buy a three-pointer, and when that happens, that's what their whole offense is built around. They tank really fast. So they're a tough team to bet on simply because of their reliance on the three-pointer. And it's not like a Warriors reliance on the three-pointer where they have like a lot of really good, consistent three-point shooters. They have guys like Bullock and Tim Hardaway that can either go a combined 10 for 15 or 3 for 15 in one night. So it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, Spector, I got a question for you in the chat here. Our man AJ says, would you take Nuggets 6.5 at plus 100?
Yeah, definitely 6.5. Like I said, we have them at -8. I'd go up to essentially 7. I always want to have at least a point edge there. So yeah, up to 7, but 7 would be pushing it. But at plus odds for 6.5, yeah, go for it.
Now, this is my favorite comment. Connor Johnson, you speak my language. Need a ratty AB parlay. Punts, incompletions, and missed field goals. All right. So I love all of this right here. Like, this is how we get down. We like to get basically, dude, put us in the sludge here. All right. Like, we like to get down with these types. Punts. Yeah. Like, here's the hard part with the game is that both of these teams can chew a ton of clock. But that being said, like, you're going to get a couple punts right out of the gate, right? Like, I think that if you could get 2 in the first quarter, you're sitting pretty good. I think the over is only, 6.5? I think maybe 7.5. Yeah, like, I don't hate punts in the Super Bowl at all. Incompletions, I mean, that, like, I would look at, like I think Patrick Mahomes is going to definitely put up more of the pass attempts, all right, just kind of based on general there, depending on the game script that you like. Yeah, he's probably looking. I think the number's like 38.5 pass attempts. I think his completion is like 25.5. And missed field goals. The problem, the Eagles don't ever kick them. Like, they just go for 4th downs constantly. The Chiefs can miss some field goals on you, boy. Like, dude, I'll tell you this. A couple stats here. There have been multiple interceptions in 4 straight Super Bowls. All right. Total turnovers in the game is set at 2.5. Kind of dig that a little bit. Kind of dig that one. But long story short, Connor, I like the way you think. I like the way you operate. All right. Question for you guys. All right. Barnes, it's addressed to you, but anybody, like Jamie, feel free. Like, LeBron under 46.5 PRA.
Yeah, I think I would take the under on that. It was crazy. I was obviously watching the game, and he just couldn't miss. And again, you're playing the Thunder, who have no interior presence on the defensive end whatsoever. So LeBron was just putting his head down. Now, he was hot from behind the arc too, but he had any shot he wanted when he went into the lane. And then he hit the record, and they paused the game and everything. And then when he came back, he was just like coasting up and down the floor.
It looks like LeBron ruled out. Is that right?
Yeah. I'm not going to be surprised if that happens. Like I said, coming in, that was such an emotionally draining game for him, and he just looked so different after they went there. This was setting up for him to get the night off. And man, if you got that Bucks -7 in, -7.5 in, that line's going to jump up. I would think it's going to be at least -9 now.
Yeah,
so
that thing's got to jump up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I
so
like
with that AB, it's time. I have to go get the kids. So you guys have a good rest of the show here, and good luck to everyone who's chiming in to make their picks.
Hey, appreciate you, brother. Thanks, man. Be good.
All right, guys. Have a good night.
Yep.
Later, Mike.
All right, so let's see what else we got. All right, so LeBron out. That makes sense. And that line is going to jump, definitely, for sure. Let's see here. What else do we have?
I like the Schroeder points with LeBron out. He's going to look to score because with LeBron out, they're going to have very few players. He's going to play a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
No Pat Beverly anymore. So, like, there's,
What do you know what number that's set at?
I think 11.5.
11.5. I could see him scoring 15 to 16.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I like that one. All right.
Yeah, I like that play a lot too.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. You like that? Like, let's see.
I might take that. Yeah, I think those are a good call.
Yeah. Dude, he's like, yeah, you know what? I'll just go ahead and put that on the recap for me right here. Let's see. All right. Our dude Jeremy says, lock of the day. Jokic over half a three, minus 135. He hasn't had one in 3 games. Only time he went 3 games in a row. But that one was first 2 weeks of the season. Cash it. Beautiful. You know what? I like that too. I love playing those. Like, especially when a dude hasn't. Like, it's kind of like with your CP3 play, Jamie. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, all right, not that you're doing like the coin toss. Oh, well, it's been heads 6 times. It has to be tails, where that actually isn't real. But generally on trends, yeah, I mean, those things do tend to come up. I like doing it with John Morant threes because his are usually set at either half or 1.5. So
his are much lower.
Yeah. So, dude, I like that one for sure, man. Let's see what else we got here.
One line for the Super Bowl that I thought when we were talking before, I thought was really interesting was Boston Scott over 8.5 yards.
Yeah.
It seems like such a scary line because it's obviously a line he could do in one touch. He breaks off a first down and he had to have one handoff the whole game and actually hit that and over. But yeah, it went, looking back at it while we were talking, it really looks like he didn't hit those overs in a lot of closer games. So maybe it seems like he's getting a lot of those touches in blowouts. So, and that I obviously don't think that's going to happen, but that 8.5 is such a tempting number.
Yeah. Look, I mean, dude, already gone 8.5 MGM right there.
Yeah.
Dude, that's hilarious, man. Let's see. Question. Simple. Why are the Nets favored? I get the DeRozan question. Booch, Levine, still both in versus a pickup team that the Nets have left. Spec, your thoughts here?
It's a good point.
It might not be more of an answer than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All we can say is the Bulls are inconsistent at best. But other than that, yeah, you make a good point there. I got no problems with that.
What do you guys think about this? All right. Our man Buddy says, thoughts on FanDuel Boost in Arizona for CP3 and Jokic combined for 20-plus assists tonight at plus 120.
Ooh, I don't know off the top of my head what CP3 is averaging assists this season. But
think on it. Yeah, take a look. Think on it. Now, JB, did you have any thoughts here?
I'm gonna take a look at it right now to see what I.
No, totally. All right. So while you do that, and you know what, we could get back to that on Twitter as well, right? Because it does. You definitely don't want to give any bad information whatsoever, right? So
I think I got it. He's averaging 8.7. I mean, of course, recently he's probably had a little bit more just based on the fact that he's, playing more minutes. Yeah, he had 14, 12 in the last 2 games. I'd say that's a fair line. I don't think it's you're not going to have a huge edge either way. Joker probably goes 11, 12 based on the way he's playing as well. And you probably get 10, 12 and so you're going to, so you're going to end up with like either 2 above or 2 below. Like that's probably it. But I mean, I think, we got that there. I think Joker's a pretty solid lock for 10 to 12. It's more about CP3 minutes wise. Cause it's just, he's been playing consistently about 33 to 35, but because no Booker when Booker wasn't playing, but not a huge edge either way.
Yep. I feel you.
Yeah. It definitely seems like a really fair line. Like in my opinion, it's not juicy enough to attract me to basically parlay those 2 together.
Yeah. Matt says, yeah, not too sure how committed the Suns are tonight. This game looks gross. I feel you on that, dude. Like, I feel you. Like, especially if there's big changes. Like, because it'll hit a locker room, man. Like, you just don't know. They could go off. Or, it could be rough. Question here for both of you. It's addressed to Specs, but obviously either of you guys jump in on it. Our man Charlie says, Spector, who is hot for 3-pointers tonight? So it just anything that you've seen in general, dudes firing threes.
That's a good question.
It is a good question.
I'm not
sort of like Michael Porter's over for threes tonight.
Yeah,
that was a play. 2.5. I considered it making one of my picks.
Yeah.
If I was gonna take a 3-point play tonight, it would be Michael Porter.
Looking at the people playing that, yeah, that might be the way to go, to be honest. I mean, of the defenses that are around, like mismatch wise, or like we talked about Orlando mismatch for Denver. Denver's probably the best offense in the league right now, and the Magic are 20th in defensive rating. So they're just, I think, yeah, that's not a bad play right there.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Totally.
I like it.
Yeah. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, Matt said, look, I agree with you, dude. Like, you're spot on with this. Yeah. Maybe Phoenix is galvanized with the news. Maybe they're not. Like, you're spot on. Like, it's so difficult to tell. And, there are going to be people who bet, like, heavy on them tonight. And, like, one way are going to be pissed off. You know what I mean? So, Matt,
I waited till the last minute to submit the pick for today because I was waiting to see what happens with the trade deadline. It's just one of those things that, like, my pick originally yesterday was going to be Anthony Davis under 42.5 points, rebounds, and assists against the Bucks. Bucks interior defense has been fantastic, but then the Lakers decided to trade half of their team. And so now all of a sudden he's got way more playing time, more opportunity. And if LeBron is out, he has way more opportunity. So it's going to be one of those nights tonight in the NBA.
I feel you on that. Mike has a good question here. Are there any good futures to grab following the NBA trade deadline? Not locking you in on anything, but, just taking a look here. Like, what are you guys' thoughts from the West, from the East, wherever? Like, anything that caught your eye?
I liked I like the Nuggets as value, just because they traded for Thomas Bryant. I thought that was a sneaky good move. You get a backup for the Joker, who has been playing quite well. But I mean, I don't think there was any, like, besides the Kevin Durant trade, like, the Mavs may move the needle one way or the other, but I have to see them play together. I mean, Luka has so much usage percentage. I'd love to see what him and Kyrie together are going to look like. And the Lakers got better, but maybe, I mean, if you're going to do a future, maybe it's Lakers to make the playoffs, but even still, it's the Lakers. I don't like to touch the Lakers. So, I mean, but I think they improved a decent amount, but not enough to, like, win a championship kind of thing.
Yeah, dude, no doubt. Jamie, anything that stuck out to you?
No, not really. I haven't looked too much into the futures bets. I have the attention span of a fly, so future bets don't usually come on my radar.
Dude, you're like me. No, you're 100%.
I like props that cash in the first quarter.
I love play, dude. That's why I play first half team totals football. Like, I'm telling you, I'm right there with you. Zach LaVine threes. Any thoughts we have on that?
Stay away.
Yeah, that I would have to agree there.
If Mikey B was still on here, he would be telling you emphatically to stay away. I remember his rant on LaVine going like 0 for 7 and on 3-pointers when DeRozan was out. So I just don't trust it. I can't. There's not a way I could say that it's gonna.
Yeah, I saw someone in the chat talking about Cam Thomas over threes, and that was my second option behind Michael Porter. But yeah, like I said earlier, I have a firm seat on that wagon, so
yeah,
I'm ready to ride with him.
Dude, look, I said herd, LOL. Dude, same thing. Like, dude, I put it out there. Like, dude, you nailed it. Like, put it out there for sure. I do the same thing. And Spec's like, nah, I don't like that at all. Like, that's just what it is, man. But no, great job, dude, for real. Any good? Charlie asked exactly what the inspector's text messages have looked like the last 2 weeks. Any good unders tonight? Anything NBA wise that you guys saw? I'll follow up with college basketball in a second.
Our model for the under, the best one it had tonight was the Bucks Lakers, but again, like, because of all the trades, it's too difficult to really comprehend how that's going to go. And that was also before LeBron was ruled out. The line's probably moved because it was 238.5, and it's probably moved since then. We already have talked about the NBA being unpredictable scoring line. There's no in between right now. It's the team total is going to be 250 or it's going to be 210. Like, there's just no in between. The 225s, 230 ranges are just not happening right now. So for me, I'm just going to stay away from the scoring.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I'll say this, dude, college basketball wise, just kind of going through, the SportsLine simulations, etc. You look at UT Martin, Eastern Illinois tonight. All right, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. It's at Eastern Illinois. Got an under of 149.5. Our simulations just did it 10,000 times. We've got the under hitting in 76% of those simulations. Again, yeah, like you might get to about 140. So you've got some numbers to work with there. Let's see what else looks good under Lipscomb Central, Arkansas. We've got that at 75% of simulations there. The hard part of college is like we've got some big numbers that are out here. San Diego, Santa Clara, that could be interesting. One under 159. All those teams can score though. Be careful there. But yeah, those are a couple of them in college. Jamie, anything that you saw unders wise?
No, that is also another category I have no interest in playing. I'm not a big unders guy. I think that is I can gamble on most things, but I cannot torture myself with an under in any category.
Yeah. Coach used to yell at me, but I when I would play unders constantly, right? And he was like, dude, I hate unders. I hate them on this show. Don't ever do that again.
Especially with props, like an under, like a prop could cash. I don't know what I took yesterday, but I had prop cash in the first half, and it's like, that's sweet. I could turn this game off. Like an under, you have to watch every single minute of the game and just absolutely sweat. Anything could happen.
But this is the thing. That's what the books want. They know that nobody likes to bet the under, so they'll put the line higher. I mean, the NFL this season, if you had just gone straight unders, just bet unders the entire season, you would have made money. You would have came out with a positive profit.
Especially early on, the unders were crazy.
Early on, it was really, really big. Yeah.
Yeah.
Our model for the SportsLine A model was noticing that trend very quickly and started predicting a lot more unders and became very profitable just by picking unders.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's not what people want, but I guess you're happy with your bank account at the end of the day.
Oh yeah. But you're right. Like on the sweat part, like you're totally right. Like you definitely do have to sweat it. Look, dude. All right. So Rex says Kenny White is the king of under Oz. Look, Kenny, 100% that. My man has never seen an under that he didn't like. And I say that positively. Like he looks for him, he plays them. Exactly what you just said, Specs. Like it's the stuff that the public doesn't want to do. And the books know that, and they'll juice a little bit. Like you could actually find yourself with some really good value. Like if you kind of know where to, look and find. 100%, man. 100%. I'll tell you what, to prove that, Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports HQ, we're going to be doing a Propapalooza for Super Bowl 57. I'll be on there. Kenny's on there and a couple other people. Watch it. Just for Kitty of every prop under. Like, dude, it's hilarious, but I love it. And Kitty is awesome. Like old school better. He's fantastic, man.
It's like even for the Super Bowl, like I had to juice it up to 59.5 to take the under. Yeah. But gun to my head, like I think the under will go happen in the Super Bowl.
Dude, look, Aaron just said it best. When I have under, which is very rarely, I never watch the game. I feel you, dude.
Great strategy. Strategy. I remember earlier this year when I had the Boston, the Celtics and Warriors under, and that game went into overtime, and I was just watching it so upset, and I was like, oh, come on. And then it came under by 2 points, still in overtime.
Yeah.
You get happy, but anything with overtime, you're just like, oh, you just don't watch it.
I know. It'll frustrate the hell out of you. Look, our man Josh said, look, I'm coming out soon. Got to explain my total system. Think y'all will dig it. Stupid work gets in the way. Dude, it done. Like, I feel you. But, Josh, 100%. Like, invite always open. When you're good, we're good. Yeah, come on. Bring it. Look, our man, dude, Justin, I said at the top of the show, I put it on me. Like, it's not on you. Like, never betting Tennessee again. I've said that on this show a lot. Now, I wasn't disagreeing with you. Like, your analysis, Justin, yesterday was 1,000% correct. 1,000%. every single sentence that you said was spot on. Yeah, like Tennessee will frustrate the piss out of you. Like they'll just do it. Like they just it's the most frustrating team in any sport constantly. So yeah, Justin, like I said, dude, I'm gonna eat the L on that one, not you, bro. You brought it yesterday. You did a great job. That's just Tennessee, dude. They're frustrating, dude. They're so frustrating. It's a good win for Stackhouse, though. Shaft says, AB coach has come around on unders the last 2 months. He has. Yeah, he has, dude. He definitely has, man. He definitely has. All right. Tell you what, man, we'll end it. We can sit here and do this all day. But one, my laptop's sitting at 17%, so this thing's about to crash. And number two, we got work to do as well. But everybody, thank you so much again. Look, we're going to do it again tomorrow. If you've got picks, bring it, man. Get with me, get my email address, send it, whatever. Shoot me a tweet, anything. But you know what? Dude, you guys crush it. And I appreciate Jaime, Spector, man. I appreciate you guys hanging on, running with
Absolutely.
this. Oh, dude, fun, man, for sure. So everybody, best of luck. Cash these tickets. We'll be live Friday morning, normal time, 10 a.m. Eastern for the early edge. But until then, good luck. Let's go.